lost among the screams. The pilot said something on the speaker over her head, but the fear on Gracie's face was Alina's focus. She's afraid, but I'm not, thought Alina. The plane plummeted again, and Alina laughed and shrieked with pleasure. She loved roller coasters and loved being bravest of the group. The smell of fear and vomit was horrible, but she was not afraid and would prove it. As the twin hurled into a paper bag and Gracie shoved a mask on Alina's face, Alina pushed her off and laughed louder. The plane rose suddenly and fell. Oops. Gracie, with her own mask on, had Alina in a headlock now and forced the mask over her laughing face. Alina kicked, but acquiesced. Chuckling behind the mask, she kicked the chair in front of her, but nobody complained. The twin was hurling too much to take the bag off her mouth. It became her mask when the plane plunged one more time. The twin was covered, and Alina just laughed some more. Lobster rolls, she thought, make pretty pink puke. She giggled behind her mask. The plane shuddered while the passengers sobbed in terror. With screams muffled in masks, all could hear the pilot apologize and promise a final and safe descent into Charles de Gaulle. Alina no longer wanted to bike around the world. Now she wanted to fly. Thank you. Awesome. Well, I see, oh good, now I can actually really see. I see that another one of our open micers has arrived, and I want to check with Nate. Nate, are you almost ready? Sure. Okay. I want to invite you to come up to stage, but you have to remind me your name. Night Train? Night Train 357 is here and in the house. Do you want to welcome him? Come on, let's cheer him up onto the stage. Night Train, come on up. Welcome. You have to come on up here. Use the mic.
Hello? Yeah, I'm good. No, oh yeah, okay, I can plug in.
While they get that together, I have an announcement. Oh, you're almost ready. I'm going to save my announcement for another couple minutes. Can I announce? Okay. I want to announce, for those who don't already know it, that Bloom Bars has won for the 4th year in a row number one arts nonprofit in Washington, D.C. Among the many great things that Bloom Bars does is it has almost nightly entertainment. And tomorrow is going to be movie night. I don't know what the movie's going to be. Do you know what the movie is going to be for tomorrow?
Thomas Sankara.
Tom?
Very famous pianist, and actually his grandson is going to be here to talk about the film.
Awesome. Thomas Ankara. I could not read it off my phone. Thomas Ankara, and I'm going to have more information in just a little bit because Night Train is going to perform in just a little bit. But I'll have a lot more information in about 5 minutes.
Do you have a protective case on there? I'm going to take that off.
Oh, no, it's fine. We're good.
Okay, sorry for the technical difficulty, y'all. I can't see anybody out there, so I'm going to assume there's like thousands of people out there. Like, that's right. Woo! Woo! Yeah, that's right. Everybody feeling good tonight? Yeah. That sounds terrible. Y'all feeling good tonight? Yeah. It's a beautiful night tonight, man. I'm loving it out there. I'm gonna Snapchat all y'all because that's what I do with my life now. I start Snapchatting. What up? Yeah. All right. See, that way all like 10 of my fans know what I'm doing with my life. So, anyway, my name is Night Train 357, and I'm a rapper, and I'm also a graphic designer and an artist. I do a lot of stuff. I'm trying to be very creative. Anybody who likes the song that I'm going to do, it's just kind of a practice run. I'd done this a couple weeks ago, and I kind of worked out the kinks, and I wanted to come back and try it again. And I actually finally just put it online because I've been hiding I've been keeping all my stuff like lock, stock, and barrel. Like I've let like 3 people listen to it. So one of which is in the audience, which is my lovely girlfriend Brianna. She's yay. I need everybody she's not feeling under the weather, so hopefully she'll get better. She's been drinking orange juice, although I told her to get vitamin C tablets because of the sugar. We're going to fight over that later. But anyway, so yeah, the song I have is about stress, and it's about balancing it all. And, I had a lot of crazy stuff happen. I know that Prince just passed away. Rest in peace to the Purple One. I just had a friend of mine who just passed away of a heart issue. He was only 30 years old. We lost a lot of people, and it boils down to, just the flu season, stress, just craziness, so we need to balance what we have in our lives. We need to be happy for what we have, So that's what this song is about, and this song is dedicated to Rodney Brown and to the Purple One. And my password, am I showing is password protected? So okay. and yeah, hopefully it's not too loud. So yeah, try it. Go ahead. There we go. There we go. Check it out. Yo. Try it one more time. Energy enters me relentlessly, telling me to spend immediately with no room for building up equity. So as a youth I burn and cut loose with scissors, matches, and tools that's matching my inner mood. Life is a movie that's absent an interlude. No time to review to the DVD interview. And shortly after you're through, only then do you have time to reflect on what you could do. Now I don't have time, so I don't waste time. I have to make time in order to carry on. It's not a TV show, but if we talking runtime, I'ma run mine like I practice for marathons. Reality is much easier said than done. It only takes a second to wreck every plan you spun. So many Starscream schemes get ruined by Megatrons, and every day of life I reset and re-log on. The world is really counting you down, setting up so you can fall. The stress is gonna burn you out, so learn to balance it all. The world is really dragging you down, setting up so you can fall. The stress is gonna burn you out. Honestly, there's nothing new to me, but it feels assumably like the world is consumed with a certain level of lunacy, rising like a phoenix and sparking a light like Jubilee. But a mutated apocalypse trying to ruin my unit. Working really hard right after to write the eulogy. Usually the response is, he lived life foolishly. Oh, he had it coming, should've learned to relax or something. Or every other thing except the obvious assumption. But what would you do if your kids was out of food and injecting you at noon? And you study it late at school, your parents struggled to put you through, and your father passed away only months after you moved. Now the challenge is balancing all that chaos is power, and try to strength to empower, or you just lay there just cowering. You got the earth, wind, fire, and water power rings, but you gotta have heart and the weight of the wood you're carrying. Atlas, the world is really dragging you down, setting up so you can fall. The stress is gonna burn you out, so learn to balance it all. The world is really dragging you down, setting up so you can fall. The stress is gonna burn you out, so you learn to balance it all. Check it out, yo.
Bill stack, dealing with built drats and scallywags. Dilly-dally millions rally displeased with their habitat. Imagine that, people look down at you cause you black, or you a woman, or you lesser because your sexual preferences. Stress is building, no question. Your enemies might need some witness protection, blocking them from this aggression. Interrupting speeches like my name was Kanye Weston, making you blow your top like a Kardashian undressing. Don't get consumed like Anakin and Dooku. Peace of mind's the one thing you can't find on Google. You gotta unplug and step away to find a private getaway so you can regroup and concentrate on a better day. And we are dealing with it every way, shape, and fashion. Wanna blow with harmony, but the waves are still crashing. Maneuvering your rafting, moving and taking action, instead of sitting around wondering what happened. Every day you're hustling until you stop standing. What about this money, man? What about your family? What about the child support demand? Just taking it off, relaxing. You're neglecting your dream. Or is it a dream? So you can fall. The stress is gonna burn you out. So learn to balance it all.
Thank you very much. I think I heard somebody else Snapchatting over there or Instagramming. Thank you very much. You were snapping? Okay. Hashtag Midnight Express. That's going to be coming out. Hopefully you guys can check it out, nighttrain357.com. There we go. Yeah, that worked. So thank you very much.
The children, there's a 5-year-old right there, and she's loving your work. I have announcements, but let me hold them off because I am dying to hear Nate Currin perform. I've only been hearing you on YouTube. This is the first time I've ever met you, and I love your work already. So
and played here at Bloom Bars, a show, I think about 6 years ago now. And so just as sort of a vagabond, I guess. Well, let's see. Over the last 8 years or so, I've done around 650 shows nationwide, from coast to coast. So just 30 nights sitting out by careless and free. We're broken and battered, but my world is shattered. Baby, come home to me. Super short. Thank you. Grab this capo. So, we're on a 70-city tour run right now, and this is just stop number 5 for us. So we're parents, and I started working on this little tune, and one night I was standing in the kitchen with my mom, and she likes to bug me when I'm home, and she said something to the effect of, "Hey, so you met any girls, any nice girls lately?" And I was helping her wash the dishes, and I looked over and I said, "Mother, listen, when the time is right, I will find the time to make someone mine." And I was like, wait a second. That is the hook to a song, if I've heard one. And so that's kind of how this song was born. And normally I play this with a harmonica, but I left it back in the room, so I'm going to do it without it tonight. But this is called Coast to Coast, and it goes like this. Took a train to Caroline. It broke down, I lost my mind. So I spent the night in Baltimore, where all my luggage washed ashore. As I've been traveling through these towns, I've seen my share of ups and downs with you, but I'm standing still. I've been around from coast to coast, not sure which I love the most, and I probably never will. I'm doing fine, but I got time to make you mine. In Baton Rouge to roll the dice, but I only gambled once or twice. And cable cars rode out to sea. It's what San Francisco did to me. As I've been traveling through these towns, I've seen my share of ups and downs with you, but I'm standing still. Been around from coast to coast, not sure which I love the most, and I probably never will. I'm doing fine, but I got time to make you mine. Surf to save my life, so I gave it up to find a wife. So far she's eluded that plan. Thought I might go join the Corps, or trips with Dad to serve the Lord, but all of these things make me who I am. So I packed my books and I moved out west, get a few things off my chest, change my tune from fast to slow, a bit more folk, less rock and roll. As I've been traveling through these towns, I've seen my share of ups and downs with you, but I'm standing still. Been around from coast to coast, not sure which I love the most, and I probably never will. Doing fine, but I got time to make you mine. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I was in Atlanta taking a little time off about a year and a half ago now, and one night I was in my RV. I have my RV parked at a friend's house, and I was hanging out and was kind of in those moods. And you guys are mostly artsy people, so you probably can relate to this. I think we creatives can get kind of melancholy at times and a little down and depressed, and I think it kind of comes with the territory of being an artsy person. And I tend to get that way sometimes, and this night was one of those nights, and I was sort of questioning everything I do. I'm kind of tired of living in an RV, and am I really making a difference, and all those sorts of questions that you ask yourself, and really just kind of feeling sorry for myself. And I had a couple buddies call me up and said, "Hey, Nate, we're going to go out and shoot some pool, have some drinks. Come with us. You'll have a good time." And I was like, "Nah, I'm just going to hang out in tonight, in my trailer, and, I'm not feeling too great." And they're like, "No, you're going to come with us down to this bar." So they swung by and picked me up and dragged me out. And So we wound up at this pool hall, and being the amazingly horrendous pool player that I am, I sat in the corner and watched them play. And so I had my hat pulled low and had a drink in my hands, and I'm sitting there by myself, and they're playing a game of pool. And all of a sudden, this girl walks in the bar across the room, and she sees me, and immediately her eyes light up, and she walks, just makes a beeline directly over to me, stands right in front of me, and she goes, "Are you Nate Currin?" And I kind of looked around for a minute, wide-eyed, and I was like, yeah. And she burst into tears. And I'm like, oh, Lord, what have I done to this girl that I don't even know in this bar? And she begins to tell me this story. And she says, my uncle passed away a couple of weeks ago, and my boyfriend just broke up with me. It's been the roughest couple of weeks of my entire life, and your music's been the only thing that's been there for me the last few weeks. Can I just give you a hug? And I was kind of sat there with my mouth open like, is this really happening? And so I hugged this girl, and she's crying on my shoulder, and my buddies are looking at me like, what is going on? And so she turns around to walk away, and she looks back at me, and she goes, thank you so much for what you do. Please don't ever stop doing what you're doing. You're changing people's lives. And she walked out. And I sat there just flabbergasted, and one of my buddies walked back over to me, and he goes, see, man, you're making a difference. And so literally went back to my trailer that night and grabbed the guitar and wrote this little tune about that girl. And yeah. So I think the moral of that story is, no matter how defeated you feel, how down, how much you question what you're doing at times, we're all making a difference, even in super small ways, to people around us. And just keep on keeping on. And this is a song I wrote for that girl that night. And it's called She Reminds Me, because she reminded me that life's too short not to smile and to laugh and to love. And that's what this is about. Give me one last fleeting glance. Give me one last night alone. She said the years had not been kind. They had turned her into stone. So give me one last beating heart. Is there hope still in these veins? She said that ticking is the clock as it takes her life away. But she reminds me to smile, and she reminds me to trust, and she reminds me to sing with these old lungs that had turned to rust. And she reminds me to love with my bitter heart that had strayed. Yes, she reminds me there'll be better days. She reminds me there'll be better days. Give me one last little dance. I'll spin you in circles in my head, 'cause we got nothing left to prove. We got a little bit left to give. And she reminds me to smile, and she reminds me to trust, my tired hearted straight. Yeah, she reminds me there'll be better days. She reminds me there'll be better days. Thank you. Thank you guys very much. So what should I do? One more maybe? All right. I will do, let's see. At least one more. Okay. I will do this one. This is one I just released a music video for a few weeks ago, and you may have seen it if you were browsing YouTube. Basically, about 5 years ago now, I put everything I owned in a storage container in the Atlanta area, and I packed my car, and I drove from Georgia to California, and took some time doing it and just kind of explored the country and met a few people here and there along the way in different states and places. And one of my favorite spots in the entire country is New Orleans. I love New Orleans, Louisiana, and I'm a foodie, obviously, and and of course there's amazing food there, and just amazing culture and architecture and all sorts of things. And so spent some time there in New Orleans and in Louisiana as well, and wrote this little tune about a girl I met down there on the Mississippi River. It's called Midnight Train. Well, I met a girl on the Mississippi, hair like a raven and voice like rain. Was heading out to California, heading west on the midnight train. Well, I was getting out of Georgia to the coast to find the sea. No more heater in the summers, no more sweet magnolia trees. Pasture up in Louisiana, pack the luckies in a southern smile. Borrowed dress so white as cotton, draws deep as a country mile. So bring her back to me, so I can say her name. I'll take her way down south on that midnight train. Way west Oklahoma, with my 6-string on my back, singing the girl from Louisiana, singing the day that I go back. All the way across the desert, sing a song about days of old. Of the girl from the river delta, of the girl who saved my soul. So bring her back to me, so I can say her name. I'll take her way down south on that midnight train. Well, I met a girl on the Mississippi, hair like a raven and voice like rain. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's the trains. Me too, actually. Should I do one more? I'll do one more for you guys, and then thank you guys so much for having me. John, thank you for having me back, and you guys for performing and hanging out, listening, and look me up online, natecurrin.com. I've actually got some CDs. I've got a few copies of the brand new album with me, so Currin. Nate Currin, yes, sir. If you tag any photos on social media, be sure to tag Madman Poet Tour. That's the name of this tour. We're on the Madman and the Poet. It's the name of the new record. Let's see. So this is a song that it seems like I picked all the sappy ones to play, but a song that I got a relationship about 8 months ago, and it's tough. It's one of those things, and I'm sure you've all been in them, where you date someone and they're an amazing person, and you truly care about them. They're just not right, you know, and so the time comes, and you know it's best to part ways. It's best for both of you, but it's still difficult because you truly care about the person, and you know they're still an amazing person, and that's sort of the situation I was in. And for her, she needed someone that could settle down, and it was either get off the road and be there, or you know, and this is my life. It's what I do and what I know, and so in the aftermath of that, I wrote this little tune. It's called A Ship with No Sea. I bought a ticket out to the sea to feel the waves come and crash over me, to feel each grain of sand in my feet, like a lover in her lover's arms. So we'll sit and watch the stars up above. Each flickering smile reminds me of love. Sailing through an endless dark fog, like a free man learning to sing. So but I'm just a man lost in his plea. You'll be fine without me, but I'm like a ship, headstrong and free. But without you, I'm a ship with no sea. Without you, I'm a ship with no sea. So I carved a map in the back of my hand to see if I could bleed like other men, and watch the lines flow crimson and red like a river out to the sea. But I'm just a man lost in his plea. You'll be fine without me, but I'm like a ship, headstrong and free. But without you, I'm a ship with no sea. Thank you guys very much. Thanks again.
Nate Currin, right? Oh no, I was just checking to make sure Night Train had it because he was checking. Yes, that's right. Well, I was like, I know. Thank you so much, and I thought the video was really cool. And yeah, that was the video that I saw. And yeah, Bloom Bars is a magical place, and I'm glad you were here to contribute to its magic. And before the night is out, I wanted to check in if there was anyone else who wanted to perform or to speak or to do anything. And come on up, Night Train. Thanks. Wasn't nice.
Fancy meeting you here.
No, it's been a while.
It's been a while. Remember?
Has it been more than like what? Like a good 20 minutes?
Yeah, 20 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, it's good to see you again.
Remember that time?
Oh,
I was,
yeah. Oh,
yo,
wow,
my
that
goodness.
was a long time ago.
Don't ever do that again. Seriously.
Come back.
Well, thank you very much. I wasn't prepared to do another anything, but yo, Nate Currin, give him another round, man. Cause the best thing I like about it is the setup for the storytelling, because that really brought it in. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you hear that kind of stuff, and you hear the lyrics, and I don't know, it's something about hearing the story of where some of these songs come from, which is really, really interesting. And I like that because a lot of the music that I do also has stories. As a rapper, there's a lot of rappers out there that say stuff like, that just say off the wall stuff. And there's fun for that. As a poet and as a rapper, there's fun to be had right there. But I think it's really cool when you have like stories, because I figured I'd say something. I didn't really have a track ready, but I figured I'd say something in relationship to a story that I had. A lot of my songs are based on personal experiences, relationships, so on and so forth. But the one that I am working on right now is actually it's a story, not really a story, but it's kind of an observation about youth. And actually, I was complaining a lot about youth because I'm 33 years young, so I'm becoming an old man now. And I wrote this song called "Slow Down," so I'm gonna do it a cappella. And basically, what it is about is there are revolutionaries out here. There are people who want to stand up and feel the burn or do whatever, but they don't actually take the steps like a Rosa Parks. They don't take the steps like revolutionaries in the past who organized and put things together. And they really want to jump the gun so fast and start a quote-unquote revolution, but you don't want to actually roll up your sleeves and do the work. And I noticed that coming from D.C., because when you're from D.C., who's actually been in the DMV that's not Nate Currin, so because I know he's been traveling. Who's been to New Orleans? Raise your hand. Yeah. Okay, 2 people. No, so if you're from D.C. and I work in D.C., there ain't nothing worse than being a liberal town and a bunch of people who are liberals from outside the town come to protest in your town, and you're like, guys, I'm on your side. Why are you stopping me from getting home from work? Like, believe me, Black Lives Matter, but come on, man, like, sitting down and writing hashtags and tweets isn't going to get the job done. Go out and do what you got to do. That's just how I feel about it. Anyway, I wrote this song, and I've got to remember most of it. I think, let me see if I remember it. So if I mess up on some words, it's because I really didn't practice that much. It's called Slow Down. Slow down. Little youngin', start something because someone said something with intentions of confronting you, or maybe it's an assumption. Conflicts caught up in continuous conundrums to leave your mouth open like a volcanic eruption, leaving my life happily. There's no reason yet to switch up all the strategy. Why you looking mad at me? The action of reaction is really a tragic travesty. Please consult your faculty. You want to grow up to be Superman. No, you want to grow up to be super bad, McLovin, I'm like Vladimir Putin because you keep rushing. I can't remember the rest of it. Always scrounging for money between the seat cushion. No matter what he say, he gonna keep pushing. But you sit there wishing for the wisdom to get out this current position. You say the path you take is not a road to petition, but one day you have to pray for forgiveness. Real talk. Slow down. Slow down, slow down. I need you, baby, to slow down, slow down, slow down. I need you, baby, to slow down, slow down, slow down. I need you, baby, to slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. So let it slide. You try to get fired up. You try to smoke with the gun, but you always get tied up. Okay, I can't say the rest because I'm embarrassed. I don't even have the lyrics. I don't really have anything else to say. I just, yeah. Is there anything I could have done the song, or do you want me to? Okay, yeah. Because I didn't have that practice, so I'm really sorry.
Thank you so much. I thought that was awesome. I'm going to give you a quick hug. That's one of the things I love about Bloom Bars. When I first started coming here, it was early in my storytelling career, and I could stand up here and tell stories that I had only told my family, and stories that I was even afraid that people would not believe or not want to hear or not even just not identify with. I told stories about knowing about my slave past, knowing about family members who wrote in Bibles from 3 generations ago, 6 generations ago actually, and people understood and heard and identified. And I love this place. It is a good place to practice and start new. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for participating in this intimate evening. And I'm going to stop here. Looking at the John to see if there's anything I need to do.